Hi dear cricket fans, subscribers and friends, welcome to Cricket Happenings, and we are going to look at two games today. One is the first day's play in the fifth and final Ashes test between Australia and England, where actually it was a rain truncated opening day, and as far as India and South Africa are concerned, it was the first day, the second day's play in the match between India and South Africa, and on day two, South Africa were bowled out for 362 thanks to a wonderful bowling performance where Sreesanth took 5 wickets. The second new ball did the trick for India. They rolled out South Africa for 362, and then India finished with 142 for 2 at stumps. So I'm going to talk about both those matches. The first we will talk about the Ashes, where Australia finished at 134 for 4 at stumps on the opening day of the fifth and final test played at the Sydney Cricket Ground here. As far as this match was concerned, the fifth and final test, Australia were the ones who actually won the toss. So Michael Clarke became the 43rd Australian captain to walk in, and he actually won the toss and he elected to bat. Well, he elected to bat, and there was a real purpose as far as the openers were concerned, with Shane Watson and Phil Hughes really being very, very watchful when Anderson was seaming the ball and Tremlett was getting some good bounce. There was some real support for the seamers too, and they had a very watchful start. In fact, after that, slowly Phil Hughes started stroking some boundaries. He cut some boundaries. He played some beautiful strokes on the offside, and the way he also flashed a boundary past point, which was very good to see. And Shane Watson was playing at snail's pace. He was just taking it very, very easy. He was just dabbing the ball, and solid defense, and he was just there. Very rarely you saw Shane Watson get onto a stroke, but Phil Hughes was the one who was hitting the loose balls for boundaries, and this partnership was doing well. When in fact, once the opening partnership reached 55, that was the time. It was the last ball before lunch, and Phil Hughes got a ball which bounced from Tremlett on the outside the off stump, and Phil Hughes got a edge onto it, and Collingwood actually pouched the catch, and Hughes was gone. Collingwood bowled Tremlett for 31 of 93 balls with 5-4. So that was the first wicket to go. There was some rain interruptions as Usman Khawaja walked in, the debutant, the Pakistani-born batsman playing for Australia. Usman Khawaja making his debut. Well, as far as Usman Khawaja was concerned, as you know, there were two debutants here, Usman Khawaja and Michael Beer, who is yet to come here. But Usman Khawaja, let me tell you, once he reached the crease, there was a lot of swagger in this youngster's batting, I would say, because once he came in, he actually hit a pull shot for 2 runs, and then he played one beautiful shot on the offside on the leg side, on a pull shot for boundary, and Usman Khawaja had got his first boundary. And well, from watching his batting, he was absolutely confidence personified. His defense was absolutely solid. He was dropping the ball very well, as you call it, soft hands, and there was a real effort as far as Khawaja was concerned. Khawaja was looking absolutely superb with the way he was playing, and he looks a real prospect for Australia now, and he was doing it well. He was giving good support to Watson. In fact, he overtook Watson, and then Watson suddenly started getting onto gear and actually pulled a ball for a boundary. But Usman Khawaja also got one half volley on the leg side, which beautifully flicked down the leg side for 4, and it was really good to watch, and all the cricket experts were really praising Usman Khawaja, and why not? He looks a real prospect, and both of them, with a lot of rain interruptions, carried the score to 105 when Bresnan came in and had Watson, as Watson nicked the ball onto the hands of Strauss at a slip, and he was gone for 45 with 5 boundaries. So 105 for 2 Australia at that stage, with Usman Khawaja playing very well, and Michael Clarke. But Michael Clarke, the captain, failed, as Bresnan actually removed his wicket when he was caught by Anderson for 4, and he was caught by Anderson in the gully of the bowling of Bresnan for 4, and Michael Clarke had a very bad day as captain of the Australian team, 113 for 3, and then Michael Hussey walked in, and everything went on well. Michael Hussey and Khawaja was also playing very well. Michael Hussey was just biding his time there, but just the last ball before close of play, Usman Khawaja fell when he actually top-edged the ball from Graham Swan into the hands of Trott, and that was gone. Usman Khawaja, but it was a very promising knock from this youngster. Usman Khawaja caught Trott ball, swam 37 of 95 balls with 5 fours. 134 for 4 was England's score on the opening day of the fifth and final test against England at the Sydney Cricket Ground, with Michael Hussey not out on 12. And the bowling figures: Anderson 20 overs 5 maidens, none for 34. Tremlett 16 overs 6 maidens, 1 for 40, was generating a lot of bounce there. Tim Bresson 16 overs 4 maidens, 2 for 47, bowled very well. Graham Swan 5 overs 3 maidens, 1 for 6, and Paul Collingwood 2 overs 1 maiden, none for 3. Well, as far as this match is concerned, well, we have to see how the day pans out. Hopefully there is no rain and the match goes the whole hog there. And one has to really watch what really is in store for us on day 2, when Michael Hussey would be joined by Brad Haddin, the wicketkeeper, who is also, as you know, Brad Haddin and Michael Hussey are the ones who have been very, very consistent for Australia in this series, and they would be the ones who would be manning the operations on the second day. Well, so let's shift the focus now to the Newlands in Cape Town, where it is stumps on day 2, where South Africa actually began at the overnight score of 232 for 4 with Jack Kallis and Ashwell Prince at the crease. But well, once the second, till such time there was a bit of movement in the air for sure, but once the second new ball was handed over to Sreesanth, things started happening for India, as Ashwell Prince was the first to go, got a beauty of a ball from Sreesanth, which went in between the bat and pad gap and hit the stumps, and Ashwell Prince was the first to go, bowled by Sreesanth 47 with 6 fours, and Mark Boucher followed him the next ball first up from Sreesanth, as Boucher got a ball which he edged on to Dhoni. There was a bit of bounce on that ball from Sreesanth, which Dhoni caught it, and Boucher was walking for a duck, and suddenly South Africa had slumped to 262 for 6. More trouble as Zahir Khan produced a very good delivery to Steen, actually made him fend at a bouncer, and Dane Steen was caught by Pujara for a duck, and they were 272 for 7. Jack Kallis was watching it at the other end. Mohan Markel joined him, but Mohan Markel was also gone, as he was caught behind the bowling of Sreesanth for 8, and Paul Harris got a real snorter from Ishan Sharma bowling round the wicket, got the ball to left, and Harris also fended it to Pujara for 7 on the leg side, and suddenly the South African score looked at 310 for 9, but Lonwabo Sotsobe joined in and gave good support to Kallis. Kallis was absolutely superb. He was thrashing the ballers. He farmed the strike there, and he was actually shielding Lonwabo Sotsobe from getting onto the other end. And Lonwabo Sotsobe and Kallis put on 52 for the 10th wicket, but in fact Kallis was the one who was doing all the majority of the scoring, and in fact he raced to his century too. It was his 39th century, joining Ricky Ponting in the ranks of test batsmen. But after that, Lonwabo Sotsobe was not out on 8, but Jack Kallis, after playing a beautiful innings of 161, his 39th century of 291 balls with 19 fours, Zahir Khan picked him up, and he was caught behind by Dhoni for 161, and South Africa were all out for 362. Sotsobe was not out on 8 of 28 balls. And the bowling figures: Zahir Khan 29.5 over 6 maidens, 89 runs and 3 wickets. And Sreesanth was superb, 29 overs, no maiden, 514, and then he has 27 wickets after playing 6 tests against South Africa. So he has a good record against South Africa, and he bowled marvellously well. Ishan Sharma 27 overs 6 maidens, 277. Harbhajan Singh 27 overs 3 maidens, none for 75. 362 all out South Africa, as India took the stage with Gambhir and Sehwag opening the innings. Well, Sehwag was off to a good start. He actually crashed some boundaries of the bowling of Dale Steyn and Mohan Markel, one on the offside, another on the leg side. Gambhir was also a bit edgy at times, but then Sehwag was gone as Steyn had him caught by extra cover. A very well taken catch by Smith, who actually hung in with the catch, and Sehwag was gone. The first wicket to go. Caught Smith bowled Steyn for 13 of 20 balls with 3 fours, and India were 19 for 1 at the stage. Rahul Dravid came in, and Rahul Dravid was out in a very, very unfortunate circumstances. Gambhir edged the ball. He was dropped by Alvaro Peterson. Abby de Villiers collected the ball, swooped onto the ball, and in one motion threw down the stumps. And Dravid was not even sprinting to the crease, and Dravid is gone. Run out de Villiers for 5 of 16 balls, and India were 28 for 2. 28 for 2, India looked in trouble, but out walked the maestro Sachin Tendulkar to join, and he played some confident strokes and some effortless strokes. And Gambhir also started getting some confidence in the presence of Sachin Tendulkar. And in fact, Gambhir, I would say, was edgy, and he also had 3 reprieves. He was dropped thrice in fact, but he was not out on 65 at stumps. with 8 boundaries, and Sachin Tendulkar was not out on 49 of 106 balls with 5 boundaries. They have put on a very good partnership here. The partnership is worth 114 runs for the third wicket. A very valuable partnership for the third wicket, and both of them played well. Gambhir was actually stroking the ball very well. That was good to see, and Tendulkar also looking as good as ever. 49 not out. So 142 for 2. There's still a long way to get the new ball. So definitely this pair should actually hang in. If at all India have to take a good lead, India has to overtake this South African score of 362. It is very vital that these two batsmen actually hang in there, because second new ball is still not due, and there is still a long way to go. Only 50 overs have been bowled, so they have more than 25 overs to go through, and then let's see what happens on the second day. So 142 for 2, and they have another 220 runs to get to South Africa's 362. And as far as the bowling figures were concerned, Dale Steyn 13 overs 4 maidens 1 for 31, Mon Morkel 14 overs 3 maidens none for 46, Satsobe 12 overs 3 maidens none for 28. Very unlucky bowler. Was dropped. Gambhir he was dropped. A lot of catches were dropped off him, and Paul Harris 11 overs 2 maidens none for 29. There was one confident LBW shout against Tendulkar, which was turned down. Well, dear cricket fans, we look forward to the third day's play in Newlands in Cape Town tomorrow. Until then, dear cricket fans, I don't have much time to spare today. I just need to rush here, but it was a pleasure bringing you the report on both these matches. Hope you all enjoyed my cricket report. That's it, dear cricket fans, subscribers and friends for cricket happenings. This is Ram signing off. Thank you.